Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 5, Episode 8, titled Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want. Title or air date February 19th, 2008, and the synopsis is
Lucas proposes to Lindsay, and Peyton is the first one to know the news. Healy is upset at Lucas and Peyton for witnessing the kiss before the proposal. Mouth finds out that Alice has been fired for sleeping with an unnamed employee and continues to pursue Millicent. Carrie continues in the pursuit of Nathan, and Brooke is intrigued by Owen and wants to get to know him better, but cannot understand why he doesn't respond to the instant Brooke charm. So we start off where we left off with Lucas and Peyton kissing, and it replays with Peyton asking him if he still loves her.
Yeah, I did not need to see the whole thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could have, like as much as I love them, it's like we could have just left off from the door.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we had to see, or it didn't even have to be at the door. It could have been when he gets home or something, or whichever one it was. It was like we didn't have to see the kiss again. We just know what happens. He raced home.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go from when he races home, like when he walks through the door.
Right.
Yeah. And what I love is that she's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so it took her the whole dang night to realize like he doesn't want you
Mm-hmm.
and that you should go. It was weird.
Right.
And then of course he's begging her, no, stay. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
And of course she finds the ring. Because here's the thing. She's snoopy. Like, here's the thing. She said that it was already in his drawer, right? And she was putting away laundry.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to. If the laundry's already put away in the drawer, why are you in the drawer? Like, just put the stuff on top. Like, what?
I mean, that just makes sense if she put them in the drawer afterward.
I know, but he was hiding it in there, but it was just annoying. I'm like, did you hide it at the very bottom? Because that's where you should have hid it.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. I'm like, okay.
I don't know. Maybe she could have said like she was anxious, so she decided to organize stuff, and that's why she was able to go through the whole drawer and find it. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's weird. Because I would just like think he would be smart enough to hide it under, not just have it right there where you open up the drawer. I mean, if that's the case, she should have been able to find it
Before
a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe he should have kept it with Nathan and Haley at their house or something.
Yeah, something, because they got a big house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not where Lindsay's staying.
Right.
Not the best thing.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, and then of course Lucas has to propose at the worst moment just because she was leaving, like you said.
Well, it was so annoying because she's like, I'm leaving. I still love you, but I'm leaving. And then she like turns around and then he like grabs her and he's like, marry me. I'm like, what? Like, get get over yourself, Lucas scum.
Right. And then with him saying too, like he wanted to wait until he was sure he could write another book. So like he could be more than just a high school basketball coach, you know?
That was annoying because really.
Yeah. Because, you know, both Lindsay and Peyton really would have been with Lucas either way, even if he never wrote another book. So
well, especially because she met him when he wasn't a successful writer. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember, he was just getting started trying to.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know it's just obviously his excuse to make her think that that's what it is. It obviously wasn't. He was waiting to propose to Peyton again.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Lindsay, but I was just like, but here, I think that the Scott boys have an issue because Lucas is now doing it. It's like when there's a fight, let's propose.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually irritating. Because okay, but here's the thing: like, who wants to like like when you're around your family and friends, everybody's gonna ask, how did he propose? And your response is going to be, well, we had a big fight
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to walk away. And yeah, then he proposed. They're going to go, I think that's a red flag.
Right.
But yeah, just the fact that like Nathan did the same thing. It's like, really? And here's the thing, like Haley always tries to act like it was like this fairy tale proposal. I'm like, because they tried in season 2 to rewrite history.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that ain't what happened.
Right.
I was like, they were in a fight and he proposed. It was like, it wasn't anything like that. But obviously, Nathan wanted to propose to Haley. Lucas, on the other hand, and here's the thing, what is he holding on to? This is what I don't understand. She's leaving. This is your chance to get Peyton back. Peyton told him she's back for him. You kissed. Lindsay's going to leave. She packed her bag. She was leaving. Thank God. It's like, this is your way out. You know how many people want a way out?
Right.
And like they're too, like they don't have the courage to tell to break up with the person. So instead they're Lucas and they just propose. Well, it's one thing if she was going to still stay, but she wasn't. The fact that she is only staying now because you proposed, let her leave. I don't understand. Like here, like it's one thing, it's obviously like Lucas's thing of like keeping the wrong girl because I don't know, he can't break up. I don't know. It's so annoying. But here's the thing, she was giving you the out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get it. Why would you propose? It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take the out. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I guess it's for us audience to just keep getting annoyed. Like each episode, like we finally are getting rid of her and here she's gonna hang around now. Like it's episode 8. We were close to getting rid of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so from the last episode, we see Peyton walk up to the door of the house and she knocks and, Lindsay opens the door. Peyton starts explaining herself when Lindsay tells her Lucas asked her to marry him, and Lucas just, looks down like he's kind of ashamed.
Yeah, like he can't even look Peyton in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, we just kissed and you're not even gonna look at me in the eye and tell me.
Yeah.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, congratulations. Look, your fiance can't even look at me.
Mm-hmm. And then Haley and Nathan are in bed, and she asks Nathan if he's awake, and he says no. And she tells him she's sorry she got upset with him. And he tells her she had a right to be upset. And, his body started walking again. He had no business being in some guy's face. And then that's when Haley tells Nathan that Lucas kissed Peyton before they left Trick in Peyton's office.
So, he's trying to like sugarcoat it.
Yeah, making that a big deal.
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, it is, because obviously it is cheating.
Mm-hmm.
But here's my thing in this episode. She's so annoyed and mad, right? More than anybody else is about this. She, in this episode, wants to tell Lindsay. I think she even says it here.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to tell Lindsay. And I'm like, but here's my thing with Haley. Whose loyalty does she have? Her loyalty should be to Lucas, not to Lindsay.
Yeah, but just like the wrong thing.
Yeah, but just like Brooke, her loyalty is to Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to go and tell Lindsay about the kiss because it would out her best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to protect Peyton in all aspects. That's what Haley should be doing. Instead, Haley wants to out them for what?
Well, Haley is more friends with Lindsay than Brooke is too.
I know, but her loyalty should be with Lucas. So like, right? You can go and confront him, but you shouldn't go and confront her because again, your best friend is Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like a Peyton. Or yeah, Brooke and Peyton. Like, okay, if Peyton was dating someone and then, her and Lucas kissed, Brooke shouldn't be running to the other guy and saying, Peyton kissed him. No, because again, her loyalty is to Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get it. Like, is she now more friends with Lindsay? Like, that's where her loyalty lays, is with Lindsay now and not Lucas?
Well, maybe it's just after she saw what Brooke went through with Lucas, she doesn't want Lindsay to do, go through the same thing.
Oh, I just was like, oh, I guess her loyalty isn't in the right place. But also, again, like, yes, go ahead and confront him all you want. But to confront Lindsay, on the other hand, like to tell her, I mean, Lucas wouldn't be able to trust you anymore if you did that one.
Yeah.
Think about it. Would they really be best friends anymore? Because there would be something holding him back from telling her anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, if anything, she should talk to him first. Yeah.
Like, think about it. If you went and said something like, would I be able to trust you? No. Because your loyalty should be with your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's my whole thing is, can he trust you if you say something? No, and he shouldn't. So I liked when Nathan was like, that was Nathan's only good part was when he said, let it go. But also, when he says what he says, it's like, is he trying? I swear he's like trying to just like brush off what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't thinking of Lucas at all in this. He's like thinking of himself. And it's like, those are two different things.
Right.
Nathan, you're married.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And Haley, at this point, doesn't even know that they're engaged.
Right.
So that's the other thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'd probably tell Lucas right there and then, probably, at least, if she knew that night, like right away.
Mm-hmm. Well, I swear she wants to leave in the middle of the night right now because she can't sleep.
Mm-hmm. And but Nathan was right that if Lucas is cheating, he should tell Lindsay himself, if anything.
Yeah, he should. That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanna say something, say it to Lucas and then make him feel so dang guilty. Like, I don't even know if Lucas could feel guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Make him feel so guilty that he would have to say it.
Right.
Like, but don't say it to her.
Mm-hmm. And then Brooke is still at Trick, where she drinks another shot and tells Owen, out of all the guys she dated in New York, not one of them ever named a shot after her. She thinks it separates him from all the rich, handsome, famous, successful, educated types. And Owen tells her she can flatter him all she wants, but she's still cut off. And, her name is Cynthia Brand, so she could sue him for naming that shot after her.
I liked when he said that.
Yeah.
Like, each week the shot is named after someone else.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. Then that's when he was like, if you want to sue me, you better do it fast.
Right.
So then Peyton calls, and of course she has to leave because those aren't tears of joy,
Yeah.
as she asked. So she says, I'm coming home right now. And then Owen was like, oh, not so fast. And then she was like, you do like me? And he goes, no, you driving drunk is something I can actually get sued for.
Right.
It was funny, but I was happy that he was being responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Because think of like other bartenders, they could have very easily just let her go.
Right.
I mean, think about the one that was at Nathan's shoe deal or whatever the heck that was that night that his accident happened.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was watching to see if he was going to go home and drive after that.
Right. It was
And
Lucas.
he was going to, but I'm saying like the bartender, the owner of the building, like nothing. Nobody was concerned with getting sued. But here, he actually does care. But I also do think it's because he likes her.
Right.
It's just his way of trying to play it,
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mouse hesitates to call Millie at first, but then does, but then ends up with her voicemail, and he kind of blabs on the machine about his name and everything, and he's the one that should feel bad.
That was funny.
Yeah.
And he should feel bad
Mm-hmm.
because she was putting herself out there.
Yeah.
And Mouth should know what that feels like.
Mm-hmm. And then Brooke gets home and Payne's on the couch, crying. And she's holding Lucas's book, and she even, says something from a quote from it.
Yeah, I liked when she said, "Tell me you're not lying here torturing yourself with a copy of Lucas's book." It's like, So I liked when she took the book and made Peyton throw it in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I was thinking with this scene?
Mm-hmm.
When she did it and Brooke's kind of like happy, like she did it. But I'm like, oh, little does Brooke know that at her studio in her office, Peyton has the whole dang bookshelf of his books.
Yeah, so I was like, that's kind of pointless.
I was like,
It's a start, but pointless.
Brooke thinks she's got one book. She might want to
Mm-hmm.
go she might want to go to the studio and burn the rest of them because they're all on her bookshelf.
Yep.
I was like, that's what took me back to. But I was just like, little does Brooke know that's not the only book.
Yeah, it would have been funny if, like, the next night, Payne was doing the same thing again, and Brooke's like, how did you get another book?
Or she finally then went into her office and was like, what in the
Yeah.
is this? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It'd been funny.
Yeah. Brooke's trying to reassure Peyton that, Lucas wrote a whole book about his feelings for Peyton, and they both know he has a history of throwing himself into the wrong relationship, which, it's me talking about herself, it probably had to hurt a little bit, but, the truth.
Well, yeah, I do think she was talking about herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he can't admit the truth about who he loves.
Yeah, he never could.
Yeah. And I liked how, Brooke let Peyton cry on her shoulder as long as she needed to.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lucas is now calling himself in this book. It's kind of going off from what Peyton said too. And Lindsay's asleep on his lap as he remembers being with Peyton after they won the game.
Yeah. Okay, let me get proposed to you, sleep with you, and I'm still gonna remember my ex.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote a book about. Yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. And then we go back to Brooke putting Peyton while Lucas quotes, as I now and would always be in love with Peyton Sawyer.
But here's the thing: is I still don't feel bad for Lindsay because she was going to leave and she said yes to his proposal. Like, that's on you, girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at first we could feel sorry for you, but now that's on you because you saw it that it was going to be a love triangle and you were in the middle, and
Mm-hmm.
he was always going to pick her, and she saw it with her own eyes. So, and she put all the pieces together and she still said yes. So again, it's on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't feel sorry for you if you are dumb enough to say yes.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. You avoided him all night long, right? Both of them. You're going to say yes because what, you think that all of a sudden having a ring on your finger is going to make you entitled to him or tied to him in some weird way? Like, that Peyton can't still get him? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden she's now number one. Like, Peyton can still secretly be number one. She always has been. Like, what?
Yeah, the only way she could permanently tie herself to Lucas is if she had his baby, but we know that's not going to happen.
But even that,
Mm-hmm.
you can still separate
Mm-hmm.
and, have the kid will just have to go half that. But I just don't get it. Like, what made Lindsay say yes? I don't get it. Like, after everything she has seen and heard, why? Like, I thought she was smarter than this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Sometimes a guy can say one thing, but then, his actions speak louder. And she was adding all his actions up together, but I guess this last action threw her off because it was the total opposite of what he's been doing. So I don't know.
Well, and the fact that he keeps lying to you, and then now he's gonna make a new lie, which is, I've been waiting to propose to you, and no, that was not the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're gonna listen to that one? Like,
Right.
she should have said, like, oh, one more of your lies and all this. Like, no, instead she's like, yes. And it's like, huh, like,
Mm-hmm.
smart girl. Snap out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Guess she definitely wasn't smart in that mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not gonna lie. At the wedding, I don't exactly feel sorry for her when she's going crying and everything. It's like, you did it to yourself, and you went all the way to your dang wedding day. It's like, again, that's on you.
Yeah. Yeah, so too bad she wasn't like Brooke, who, saw what he was doing. And, well, I mean, he was drunk back then too, but still, she knew it wasn't true what he was saying. And then the next day, Haley drops Jamie off with Brooke at the store and tells him no TV and no ice cream until the afternoon, and to keep it one scoop. But of course, we know that changes later. And Brooke gets the memo, but she had forgotten that she was watching Jamie today, but tells Haley it's fine. And then Lindsay walks in after, or Haley as she's walking out.
Yeah, and then she said that everything's great. Because Haley asks if is everything great, and then she said, as long as this town's big enough for two Mrs. Scotts.
Mm-hmm.
Eye roll.
Right. And like they're both speechless and don't know what to say for a second, but then kind of laugh back in and tell her congrats,
And I like how they like look at each other like,
Yeah, because we know why Haley's shocked, but I was kind of surprised that. Well, I mean, I get why Brooke is shocked too, but still,
Well,
it's just kind of funny.
Well, of course she's shocked. She thought that Lucas was gonna. Well, I think too, she didn't really expect Lindsay to first come in there. Secondly, especially to
Yeah,
tell her she's engaged.
right. Because why was she walking to a store? It would make sense if she walked into the studio where Haley would be, if she wanted to tell Haley because they're friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's random. Yeah.
Yeah, unless Haley said, hey, I'm gonna be taking him to Brooke.
Mm-hmm. And like meet me there because she's going to work, right? So she wouldn't even like be meeting Lindsay for lunch or something. I don't know. It's
But
weird.
also, then how would she even know that Brooke is at work?
I
Do you
mean,
know what I mean?
it's just probably like work hours or before work hours. I don't know. Yeah. Why was she there?
Yeah, because wouldn't you? Because remember the first time she did this, she dropped him off at the apartment, the guy's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you drop him off at Brooke's house?
Right.
Unless she didn't, because maybe Brooke doesn't have a car seat for him.
Right.
So then it's like, you can either just walk around town or you stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Because then she wouldn't be able to go to work if she doesn't have a car seat for him.
Right.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Safety.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe just Brooke couldn't, leave the store to watch him.
Well, I get why. Like, I would just think that she would have dropped him off at Brooke's house first, and then Brooke would take him to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Brooke went in early that day, so she may have told her, I'm doing like inventory or something in the morning, so
Mm-hmm.
she
Probably,
decided to drop him off at that time.
Yeah. And then at the Scott's house, Nathan's house, and Haley's house, Nathan walks into the kitchen where Carrie is pouring herself some coffee. So he asks if it's for the hangover, and she tells him it's more like teetering on the edge of death, and then gives him a cup because she can just brew more. And then she goes on to say, acting innocent, like didn't know what happened last night, but she's feeling it wasn't professional. And Nathan, of course, brushes it off like they've always been with her actions and tells her it was probably his fault for not cutting her off. Why would he cut her off alcohol when she's a grown adult?
I don't know. Because
Yeah.
he ended up driving her home anyway.
Mm-hmm. And then he says at least her drunken mistake didn't end her basketball career. And she acts if it ruined her nanny career, though. And he just says for her to stop flirting and skinny dipping.
I wish he would have said yes.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Mm-hmm. So, she says that it'll never happen again, and he says he hopes that's true.
But here's the thing. Like, he ends up getting coffee, but it's like, I definitely wouldn't want any coffee made or it was near her. Would you?
No. Especially because we know how she's like, even later she gets more crazy. But at the station, Miles packs up his things, after being fired, and one coworker walks in. And, before Miles can tell him he got fired, the guy tells him that Alice got fired this morning. And
it was so funny because Mouth starts to take out his stuff out of the box. And then he's like, yeah, for sleeping with a coworker. And he's like, oh, do they know who it is? And then he said, I know, some Rick guy. And then he's like going on about how she slept with others. And Mouth starts to put his stuff back in the box. It was
funny. Really annoyed. Yeah.
It was funny. But then he's stuck on the fact that she slept with this one guy. I don't know. But apparently she slept with like everyone in the office.
Yeah. Did you notice how it seemed to be like the I can't think of the word. Something like that. Attractive guys. Because the one guy that this guy said had like a toupee, and then later on there's another guy that's kind of like, basically it seems like she was sleeping with all the men she thought she told wasn't attractive.
Oh yeah.
So that was weird. Like, I don't know, it seems like maybe she has like a type specifically to use like that.
I think she likes to
Unconventionally, I think that's what it's in for, yeah.
I think she likes to have like the power over them.
Yeah, that too.
Because think if she was sleeping with some 10, some hot, model or something, like he had this perfect body. It's like, no, he'd, be in control.
Yeah, like she tells him that they don't look good and sleeps with them to make them feel better or something like that. Yeah, some power move she's using.
Yeah, but like, what is she? Like,
yeah.
I don't get it, but okay. Yeah, she's the 10, even though she has like a negative 50 attitude. Like how she treats people.
Yeah, I felt bad for Mel because, he probably thought he was somewhat special to her.
Well, he did until he found out she was sleeping with it or everyone. And here's the thing.
I would say I'm surprised he didn't have a moment of maybe I should go get tested after finding all this out.
Also too, like it's like the whole thing of like your personality like can make you ugly. And I think it made her ugly.
Yeah.
Because she was just mean to everyone.
And then Lucas finds Nathan and Skills watching a game in his office. And Skills says, they're not going to win if he's going to be late. So that's when Lucas says, is proposing last night. And, lets him slide for being late. And then Skills isn't really completely listening. So he's like, yeah, right. And just keep watching the game until it clicks. So then, Skills and Nathan are happy for him and everything. And I think that's the first time
my God.
Nathan called Big Brother.
Yeah. But did you hear what Skills said? He said, who's the lucky girl?
Right. I mean, that's a legit question.
He had me like dying. I was like,
yeah, real question.
Like, here's the thing. This is what we need. I think this is what helps the show is having Skills, because the stuff you're thinking of is the stuff he says. And he's not shy to say it at all. Because a lot of times you're just like, somebody just say something. And he does. And he does. And he doesn't apologize for it or anything. He just says it. And even here, who's a lucky girl? It's like, like we could have all questioned that one. It's like, but no, he just comes out and says it. And then like Lucas is like looking at him and it's like, dude, like, Then he goes, because Lucas is like, you're kidding, right? It's like, no, dude. Like have you seen your track record? So it was funny because he said with Peyton back in town, it could be anybody's ball game. He goes, even Brooke. And Lucas is just like, stop.
Right.
But it does, give you that whole thing of like the whole end or season finale of the who's it gonna be out of the three.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just thought it's funny. It could be Brooke. I'm like, see,
Yep.
it's always gonna be a joke.
Mm-hmm. Up until Lucas decides on which one he wants to be with.
But what I thought was weird was when he said it's Lindsay, then he was like, excellent choice.
Yeah, as if the other girls wouldn't be.
So that means Brooke and Peyton are not excellent choices.
Right, and they're his friends too.
Excuse you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like I'd rather it be Brooke or Peyton.
Yeah, I think he was just being supportive with Lucas, just
I
saying that.
know, but why couldn't you just say good choice? Why did it have to be excellent choice?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent is close to perfect.
Maybe because he didn't want Lucas to think that he didn't think Lindsay was right for him or something like that.
Well, she's not great for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just didn't like that. Excellent choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the other two mean less. Gotcha. So at
And then,
Lucas's actual wedding, you ain't invited. Because you just said she was not an excellent choice.
mm-hmm.
Unless at that point you say she's the perfect choice.
Right.
That's the only thing right now that could get you out of it.
Mm-hmm. And while Q is getting his wrist checked out, Nathan tells him, see, he just can't hit people.
Oh my God. Yeah. Then Q goes in further and was like, Mrs. James Scott needed someone to defend her honor, and her own husband wasn't man enough to do it.
Right.
Oh my God. And then that's when Nathan was talking about his wife's honor is not something that can be taken away. I'm like, he said from loud mouth jackass, and I'm like, but wait a minute. You were going to knock him out. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Haley didn't push you away, you would have knocked him out. I'm like, what are you talking about, Nathan? He didn't just stand there willingly.
Right.
He was forced to stand there. And at first he did push him. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Even if you didn't hit him, you still pushed him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that then he says it's not something that can be taken, it's like, then why did you have to touch him in the first place?
Right.
Why did you, Nathan, have to make the first move if it was nothing? No big deal.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Yeah, so Q's wrist is a sprain, so Nathan said, that was a hell of a punch. You might have taken out the whole team. And then Payne goes to see Lucas in his office, to confront him about this, about proposing to Lindsay and Payne's kiss and everything.
Yeah, don't marry her, Luke. Yeah, well, we all could say that, but he would still do it.
I said Payne, right?
I don't know.
I meant Peyton. I think I might have said Haley, but yeah, Peyton goes to his office. Yeah, so basically Peyton sees this as a way that he was trying to hurt her, which it really could be, definitely, because, he just kissed her. Even though to him, he loves Lindsay and wants to be with her.
No, he don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying in his mind, that's how it seems, but we know it's not.
Well, yeah, like his mind and his heart never add up at the right moments.
Right.
Because clearly his heart was where his lips were last night.
Yeah, he said it's just weird timing that he proposed to her right after the kiss.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, it's definitely weird timing.
Yeah. So Payne asks if she feels what she's been feeling that's been missing the last 3 years.
And then he says, "I'm in love with her, Peyton." So then, of course, Miss Noseball, Haley, has to walk in.
Yeah.
She's so nosy. Because she's like, what's going on here? Is it any of your business?
Yeah, she thought maybe they were cheating again.
I know what she thought, but I'm just saying that, like, if you walk in somewhere and two people are talking, it's none of your business.
Right. And like with her her tone towards Peyton, when Peyton's like, did you know he, proposed to Lindsay? She said yes. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to be her matron of honor.
Yeah. Did you see the attitude with it?
Yeah, that's why I said her tone. Yeah.
With her head going, I'm gonna be her matron of honor. It's like, calm down there, Haley. Also, it's because Lindsay has no friends.
Yeah.
But also here's the thing though, is but again, like here's the thing, like at work, I had this happen. Like a girl is like, but like, what are you guys talking about? It's like, did we involve you by chance? I don't believe we said your name. I don't believe you need to be a part of this. Like, unless we say your name and bring you a part of the conversation, do not say a word. Like, it's none of your business what we're talking about. Right. And that's my whole thing is like, it's none of her business either. Like, no. Like, and here's the thing, like, you could very well easily let Peyton go and then you can grill him. But like, to be like, what's going on? It's like, nothing, go away.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, well, whatever, Haley.
Yeah, so Haley, confronts Lucas, saying that marriage is a huge commitment and he has to be, committed to Lindsay for the rest of his life. And then he starts joking like, the truth is that she's his number one, but don't tell, Lindsay or Nathan, trying to make a joke out of it.
Yeah, and she's like, it's serious. And it's like, yep.
Yeah.
And no, I don't think he's ready for, like, here's the thing. He wanted to get married 3 years ago. It's like, well, yeah, but 3 years later, you want to marry someone else. So your marriage would have lasted that long then, apparently. It's like, if you have to just keep wanting to marry someone every year, well, I don't know if you're really ready for marriage.
Yeah, so when she says about committing to Lindsay for the rest of his life, he's like, does that mean you're happy for me? It's so like not taking it seriously. Like she's trying to tell him, like, I know what you've been doing with Peyton, so you gotta be serious about Lindsay without actually saying it. But with him acting like this, I think she probably should have brought up Peyton and seen.
Especially with her tone with her, with Peyton and Lucas. And then he's just trying to, be a comedian all of a sudden. I'm like, I don't know right now if I would joke with Haley. Because she's ready to punch you.
Yeah.
Because remember, her and Nathan switched places.
Yeah, I think the only time she actually hit Lucas was when he scared her in the cemetery before he was going to leave. I believe that's what it was, but yeah. Yeah, she could have slapped him here, I feel like, almost, if she really wanted to.
Yeah, or even just his arm. Of like, knock it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would have been more funny.
And then Brooke and Jamie are watching a show in the store because she has like a huge, not a huge TV, but like a huge one for a store, a clothing store. Because you usually don't see TVs in most stores, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're supposed to be shopping, not watching TV.
Right. Like, it wouldn't make sense if she had a TV like in the back or like a portable something, for the counter or something. But yeah, I mean, she has the money for the TV, but yeah.
I guess they were maybe showing like the new like the new generation, or like, because like from 2003 to 2008, it was a jump in technology. So it's like, look, we got the high end TV.
Yeah, the flat TVs. That
maybe that's what they were trying to go with.
Yeah. Yeah, so that just means too that Brooke broke Haley's rule about no TV too.
She don't care.
That's the first time she broke the rules. And then that's when Owen walks in, and it's cute how Brooke told Jamie to let her know what she's missing from the show. And so Owen's apparently browsing to give a girl a gift that he knows. And Brooke asks what the girl looks like, and he answers dark hair, hazel eyes. And Brooke says, she bets that if she didn't already own it, she probably like this.
And then it was funny because he goes, yeah, but she's a little taller than you.
Yeah.
He goes, so do you have any other sizes? It was funny. And Brooke's face was hilarious.
Yeah, playing like hard to get a little bit.
But then Victoria's on the phone.
It ruins the moment, yeah.
I loved when Brooke handle the situation.
And she told Jamie to cover his ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I liked it though because Owen got to see her in action, you know.
With her mom, yeah.
Well, because all she's been doing is like flirting, and drinking. Well, he got to see her be a businesswoman, and I like that.
Yeah, so she told Victoria they're not going to kill animals for, fur coats or whatever. And, Owen acts like she even works with Victoria. She makes her crazy. And, she says, she's her business partner. If it weren't for her, she wouldn't have this, successful company, magazine, all the lovely clothes that he sees there. And then Owen says his mom wanted him to be an orthodontist, but he just said no. Like, basically
Okay.
telling Brooke she can say no.
But then Brooke went too far because she was judging his car. And
Right, yeah.
she said, maybe you should reconsider. And he goes, oh, a jab against my car.
And,
and then he said, like, that's disappointing and stuff. And of course he's crushed. So he's like, then that's when he says, what's underneath all the clothes? And then he like walks away, and I'm happy that he did because Brooke needs to not judge people like that. Like, great, you have millions of dollars. You can buy whatever car you want. But not everybody can. And I think it's like that's definitely where Brooke became Victoria, because the old Brooke, like, the last year and a half of high school, she was a different person. She would no longer judge people because she didn't have money to judge people. But now she has money again, so now she can judge everybody.
Yep.
Is she judging everyone's cars, like Mouth and everyone?
No.
And Millie, like.
Yeah, it was just funny because she, looked shocked and even looks like Jamie. Like, did you hear that? And he does. He did.
But did you like when she said that to him?
No. Yeah, it was fine up until that moment.
Yeah, I was laughing until then.
And then Payne is at the school, still, I guess, after seeing Lucas, and runs into Molly. And, Molly thinks that she forgot about her already, so she says that she was in her own bedroom. And Payne says if she would have known other people would be reading everything she wrote on her closet door, she would have been more careful.
Well, so then she said that she wanted to ask, did Lucas really carry you out of the library after you got shot? And she said, yeah. And then, Molly, whatever, said like, that's, so romantic. And then it was so funny though, because Peyton was like, I don't remember writing that down on my closet doors. So
I thought that was Lucas's book.
What?
Lucas's book that she put out, Molly.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I was just like, here, she apparently she has nothing else to do besides snoop.
Yeah, because Molly said to Payne, like, no one is going to write about her life. So yeah, it was Lucas's book. And Payne tells her, she can. That's later, but Payne says, that doesn't make her special because someone wrote her life, in a book. But Molly still thinks Payne's like the best Vermont on everything. And is living vicariously through her. Even though Payne does tell her, she's not perfect and she has to have a life of her own, which is true. Did we talk about that one plot line that was deleted from season, I don't know, 2, 3, with Payne being like a mentor to a little girl?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's why they brought Molly in, to kind of like bring that plot back a little bit, since they couldn't put it in before,
Possibly. Because
even though it seems, yeah.
Well, I mean, this seems a little weird.
Yeah. Even though at the same time, I feel like Payne kind of becomes like a mentor for Mia as well. But yeah.
Yeah, I like her mentoring Mia better.
Yeah, it just fits the plot better because they're like in business together, so they're always with each other anyways. And then back at the station, Mouth speaks to the higher up about Alice being fired, and that's when he learns out exactly who she was sleeping with, and Anchorman Rick. That's the guy with the toupee. So, because he thought, the guy was gonna say like, we found out that she was sleeping with you. So now, Mouth found out that he's off the hook at least for sleeping with her, because he probably would have been fired too. And then that's when the guy gives Mouth the job to cover the season opener for the Ravens. And, just he tells the guy to keep his nose clean. And then Mouth walks into the hall where that same coworker asks if, who knew about, if they knew about Carlton sleeping with Alice. That's another guy. So yeah, he's just being like more offended that she was sleeping with all these other men as he's finding out more and more. And then even his coworker was sleeping with her too for a few months. So that's 3 other guys now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. She was sleeping with like everybody.
Mm-hmm. And then Mia's in the studio recording a song, and Haley is ignoring Payne at the sound booth, and Payne asks if she did something wrong to upset her, something to upset her. And, Haley's like, besides the lying and cheating, she hadn't told her she was back with Lucas, and Payne says she's not. And Haley says, she's lying because she saw them kids last night. That's cheating. And now she has to be the matron of honor to a sweet girl whose fiance is hooking up with his old girlfriend behind her back. And she knows they're friends, but she did do something to upset her, and that should upset her. And, because she said no, and then they said yes. And Payne said she said Sunday. Haley says, well, Lucas fell in love in the meantime, so she has to stop trying to take that away from him.
But like, here's the thing. I was happy that Peyton said that because Haley is just going off whatever Lucas says.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, like you need to think of, another perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy because all she's been hearing is like whatever Lucas says. Well, whatever Lucas says is not always the truth. So I was happy that Peyton said, no, I said someday. And I'm like, thank you, because she needed to hear it. But of course she wasn't going to listen to it. She just still rambles on over it. It's like, oh my God, like listen to her. That's a problem. She didn't want to listen to Peyton.
Mm-hmm. And I was surprised that she was more harder on Peyton than Lucas, even though they were both cheating.
Well, and Lucas is the one that's seeing Lindsay. Peyton is not.
Right. She's not seeing anybody yet.
And he's your best friend. So why wouldn't you go after him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, instead of making it vague. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Brooke is outside, Santa Crib with Jamie eating ice cream. And then, she's, venting about Owen, like, who does he think he is? He's a bar, basically belittling him because of his job too now, about being a mixer, mixer.
Well, you know what I thought was crazy?
That
was a lot of ice cream for Jamie.
Yeah, and she gave him more afterward.
Yeah, then she gave him another scoop after, and I'm like, first of all, he didn't even finish that one.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, he's going to get another scoop, but he's already had like 2 or 3 scoops.
Yeah, and Haley said 1. Yeah.
And he didn't even finish it, and he's going to get another one. And I'm like, huh? That's a lot. That's a lot of ice cream for him.
Yeah, he's going to have a stomach ache later. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'd give him back to Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it was funny though, because she's like, how old are you? And he holds up 4 fingers.
Yeah. And then it was funny too when he thought that Owen drinking drinks was milk or chocolate milk. He was just cute.
Oh, but it was funny though, because she was like, he should be so lucky. I am Brooke Davis. And then little Jamie goes, Brooke Penelope Davis. It was so cute. Like, how does he know Brooke's middle name?
Right.
He's 4.
Mm-hmm. And then he repeats what Owen said about what's underneath all the clothes,
Mm-hmm.
Which could be a little questionable for his age to say that, but yeah. And then at Clothes Over Bros, Carrie's buying a new top and said it's just something to impress a guy to Millie. Millie wishes her luck with it because she has no idea what's going on. But she does know Carrie's the nanny, so, but yeah, she has no clue what's going on with.
Yeah, but you expect the nanny is going to go out with anybody else, but the man of the house.
Yeah, or even Jason, because she was dancing with him at the bar at Trick.
Yeah, anybody else.
Yeah. So if I were Millie, I would have thought it was going to be for him. But then Mouth walks in, Millie's mad at him. She points out she never called him back, and she said she did that on purpose because she doesn't, basically she says that she deserves better than a guy who's sleeping with his boss, And, Mom tells her that was over as of last night. And, she said she's glad to hear that, but that's not the point. She just wants the kind of guy, that wouldn't sleep with his boss to get ahead at his job, no matter how funny or smart he is or hot.
Well, and what I would get annoyed of is he's really upset now because he found out that she was sleeping with multiple people.
Yeah.
And it's like, now you want me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're upset with her, and now you want, like, I'm your pity? That ain't how that's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I was liking that. I like that she was, like, standing up for herself.
Yeah, so I like that even though she didn't know that information, she still stood her ground. Yeah.
Yeah, but him sleeping with the boss multiple times was enough.
Yeah. And then they go back to the interview where I skipped a paragraph. Mouth interviews Lucas, but he's having trouble saying his intro, and Lucas asks if he's okay. And basically Mouth's only thinking about Millicent now. And wants to show him that he's a better guy, And Lucas says, he doesn't believe that because he's the most stand-up guy he knows. But if it's true, just has to turn it around. Yeah, so Lucas and Mouth haven't really had any time together, so they definitely don't know what's going on in each other's lives,
Yeah, it's been Skills and Mouth, and Skills doesn't give the best advice.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that said, go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then they go back to the interview, where Mouth was asking how the team intends on avoiding being the asses handed to them. And he just locks in, and Payne goes to visit her mom's grave and asking if there's some kind of loophole where she could talk to her. And she
So
tells Lucas that Lucas,
she tells her mom about Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, she's like a successful editor, and Peyton's an unemployed girl. But I'm like, I wouldn't really say that because now Peyton's doing good. I feel like she's starting something new. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then she said, basically just give her a sign, and of course, the sign is Keith's grave.
Yeah, leaf falls on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't think that would be really the sign she probably would be useful for her. Because it just kind of seemed like it didn't seem right. Because obviously, they can't be friends, but I don't know, just Payne never seemed to really think about Keith that much. Even before he died, she didn't have kind of a relationship with him like a lot of the other characters did. But yeah, she's gonna take
Yeah, but she knows that story, and she knows how important it is to Lucas. So.
Mm-hmm. But then Haley gets a call from Carrie.
Well, no, so Haley calls Carrie. She calls over. Well, she calls her house, and then Carrie answers, and which I thought was weird because if Nathan's home, he should be answering the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, she said that she's making progress with Mia, and she asked if Jamie and Nathan are home, and of course, Carrie's like no. And she was like, okay, because she was worried that they were going to be waiting for her for dinner. And, so then she says, you're a lifesaver to Carrie. I was like, really? And then she was like, just happy to help with that face.
Mm-hmm.
And then she hangs up, and then she goes, the boys, dinner's ready. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, I can't with her.
Yeah, so she had it all planned. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then they're at the table eating, and Jamie was showing her what he made, and it's like a work of art and stuff. And then he goes, "Look, Mama,"
Mm-hmm.
and then he goes, "I mean, Nanny Carrie." So, obviously Nathan was like, "Oh God,"
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know why he was like sorry, because it's how it just seemed like he was like, oh my gosh. And it's like, I mean, nobody was like, I think maybe the only person that was maybe offended was Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Carrie loved it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. But it was just so sad because he's like he didn't know what to say or do.
Mm-hmm. And then Mouth goes to the store again to tell Millie that he thought about what she said earlier. And, he gets it, he wouldn't want to date her if she was sleeping with her boss either. And Millie next to being with Brooke and says, no, Victoria. And she's like, Millie's like, And, this is funny. And then Mouth says, he would totally date her if she was sleeping with Brooke. Of course, she has to say that. And she doesn't think that's funny. Then he tells her, he's not the kind of guy, at least not the guy that he's been in the past. And, we should give him a chance to prove it to her. And it won't be as a date. But then we see Lucas watching a game in his office when Skills walks in and tells him to go home. But first, he had a toast to his engagement. And, Skills brought the liquor and everything and pours it for Lucas. And, Skills is making jokes too about his first time and everything. But he means, means about getting married. And Skills tells him not to be nervous and just makes a toast to his friend. He doesn't need to be nervous because he always, without fail, follows his heart.
He does. Eventually, yeah, but not from the beginning.
Yeah, after a few wrong turns, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mouth brings Millie to the station and basically, proves to her that he's a better guy and is interested in her, likes because, she's making comments earlier about how they're different. Like she likes ballet and, he likes to go with his boss.
Yeah, I liked when he was like, well, we're going to, watch this and it's what she wants. And I'm like, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he just wants to know why she likes it, wants to understand her better. And at Nathan and Haley's house, Jamie tells Carrie she's sorry about calling her mama, and she tells him it's okay. And then this is where she crosses the line because she says sometimes she pretends he's her kid, she says as a secret. Mm-hmm.
Did not like that at all.
Yeah. And then Peyton leaves a card and gift for Molly on her doorstep. And Lindsay is posing with a bouquet of flowers in the mirror. Mia's declining the studio, and then Nathan tucks Jamie into bed. And Lindsay tells Nathan that he's so good with Jamie. Well, he's 4, so I would be concerned if he wasn't good with Jamie by now, but yeah, she's just trying to compliment him.
Well, some people don't really do the kid thing, very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they like them when they're a little older.
Yeah. And, Nathan said that Jamie's the one that's good with him. And she starts laughing. He asks what's funny, and she tells him that he has paint on his face. And,
yeah. So, okay, I don't understand this. Like, close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kisses him. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, if you said that I had paint on me or somebody said, like, I would go to the bathroom and check and wash it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, okay, you have paint. What is the other person going to do besides get it on them?
Right.
I was like, seriously? Like, I would definitely go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. And then Jamie calls her and like she gives him that kind of look before she walks over to Jamie. Like kind of like a flirty look.
Well, and like I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And your son.
Yep. Yep, so she's just crossing lines of both of them.
Yeah, like look at our little family that I stole.
Yeah. And then Lucas is in the gym when Peyton walks in. And she's kind of like pretending that they're younger again, but he's like not really falling for it. And
so I do like this scene because it's very emotional for Peyton, because she does cry in it and stuff. But she, she tells him that she's gonna do what Keith did, which is basically holding his feelings, so that he can be a friend to Karen, and that's what she's gonna do to Lucas. And she's gonna let him go. I was like, but is she really?
Right.
But I liked it because, they were bringing Keith back about what happened, but also didn't it only eat Keith alive after 17 years?
Yeah.
So it's only going to do the same thing to Peyton.
Yep.
So I don't really know if that strategy is the best strategy. Because eventually Keith was like, I can't even be around you.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure how that could be a really good sign for her to use.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the moment, just trying to get over it. But if you're always around this person, I don't really know how you're gonna get past it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like the only point that I could see like you getting past it is moving away.
Right.
Because otherwise you're gonna see them every day and it's gonna,
Mhm.
you know, it's gonna eat at you and you're never gonna be happy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Keith moved away too. Twice.
Yeah, exactly. Because he couldn't stand it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then he couldn't stand her with, other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. And that's what would happen here if they lasted longer than this, just being friends.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, these two can't just be friends.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see when she kisses his hand and then she walks away? Did you see his face?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh my, like he was just in shock. And at one point, he like moved his mouth like he wanted to say something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, should have said something.
Right. And then Molly opens her gift from Peyton, and it turns out to be a letter and a small can of paint and a brush, so she can paint over the closet and, basically erase Peyton's mark on there and make her own life there in the room.
Yeah,
Uh,
but if you read the book, it's a scary house to buy.
mhm. Yeah, so I do wonder if Lucas did write about Psycho Derek in there. I feel like he would definitely have to get Payne's permission first, of course, to write it. But yeah, because you think that if she read the book, then she would know about that dramatic moment for Peyton and would understand why Peyton doesn't want to, romanticize everything in her past that's in the book. So I think that's missing from the book if Molly just kind of doesn't acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Payne in her letter basically says, to chase her own dreams and her own life. And then back at the station, Millie tells Mouth that the ballet dancers, are basically describing how great they are. And he says, if he closed his eyes, should be talking about sports. And she says maybe he should try, and he asks ballet, and she says no, closing your eyes. And then like what Carrie did with Nathan, she kisses him, but on the cheek.
Yes, definitely better.
Mm-hmm.
But also, they're not in a relationship, so they could kiss.
Right. I'm just saying about like the same ploy to have their get them, get them to have their eyes closed. And then we kind of like go back to season 1 Brooke because she ends up being naked in the back of Owen's car.
Yeah, I did not like it.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like a step backward for her.
Yeah,
That
because
was her way of flirting.
Yeah, because it's like we were supposed to be, having, the adult Brooke,
Mm-hmm.
the mature one. But also, if you remember, she was mature, but then when she was dating Chase, she did that too.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
no, he did it. What didn't he? No, yeah, she did it. Yeah, she did it, or she wanted to, or somehow, or
Yeah,
they talked about it.
Yeah, she did get in the back of the car, but she didn't take her clothes off because he said he wanted to talk. So
Yeah,
yeah. But if I were Owen, I would be concerned how she even got in his car unless he didn't lock it. But you think he would? So did she break in, or like how did she get in with this car either? Like who knows? But she could be a little mastermind in breaking cars. Who knows? But
she must be.
yeah. So they're talking, and basically she's trying to bait him in, and he's saying like she makes 2 fantastic points after he fixes his mirror to see her better, but he should be getting home. And she asks if he's really turning naked, turning down naked her, but nobody does. And he says it was a joke. She wins. He thinks that they should have sex, so his clothes are hers. So she says as if, and she puts her clothes back on and tells him he hasn't earned that yet. And then kisses him and tells, shaking, tells him goodnight. It's kind of like teasing him in a way.
Yeah, so she already, offended him, and now
Mm-hmm.
she's just messing with him.
Yeah. So like playing games definitely like season 1 Brooke. And then, Payne's letter continues saying her story may have inspired Molly, but her story can inspire the next girl to live in their room. And then Owen's smiling after Brooke leaves and Haley gets home. She says she's sorry for being late. The album with Mia just sounded so great. And Nathan says he just wishes she was home more, which I'm glad he said that, even though it doesn't seem like things changed after that point either.
Yeah, it doesn't change, but it's kind of like his drinking, like when Jamie says, "You drink a lot," and he goes, "Yeah, you're right," and it's like he doesn't change.
Right.
But also I liked when he said that, but he still didn't say what happened.
Yeah.
Not even 1 ounce of the flirting. It's like nothing. It's like,
yeah,
you're still losing me.
It's like he's taking his advice from earlier about this kiss now with Carrie.
Yep. But again, tell her before it's too late.
Yeah, because it is their business now. So Haley tells Nathan that she basically snapped at Lucas and called Payne a whore, basically, and she feels bad about it. So he asks if she's gonna tell Lindsay about the kiss, and Haley says she doesn't know. She's trying to think some things are better left secret. So that's
that's where he's like,
Nathan.
okay, and it's like, no, because again, they're not married.
Yeah. So it's kind of like he took that advice from Haley and used in the wrong scenario with this kiss with Carrie, which is really messed up. And of course, Carrie has to walk in saying she's going to bed.
Yep.
And and then she looks at Nathan too before she walks out. One last look. And then Molly paints over the closet door, and then Payne starts talking about her letter and the narration. And Lucas gets home and tells Lindsay for them to get married right away. Just so he doesn't probably feel that guilt that he has with Payne and asking Lindsay to marry him instead of her. And Payne's still talking, and then we see Payne's comic drawing of a heart drawn in the sand gets partially washed away by the ocean, and a drop from Payne falls on it, and she's sitting on the pool table in trick. Yeah, so we haven't seen her draw in a way long time too.
No, so I did like that because she's doing her music thing, and she's drawing, which is everything season 1 was of her.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like her main passion, but they kind of like dropped it a little bit as time went on.
Yeah. So for me, the high, I always love the relationship between Brooke and Jamie. The high so that's my high. My low, basically everything else in the episode. Like they were all being just so bad.
Right.
What about you?
I'll go with the only other high that happened after a while is Mouth making it up to Millie, bringing her to the station and being interested in what she's interested in. And the low was definitely Carrie kissing Nathan, just because it gets really out of control, like not just emotionally, but for everybody's safety as well down the line that we know of later on. Like this is where it gets really bad.
So for me, I would rate this at 8. I didn't like the storylines, but it was still good drama. What about you?
Yeah, it's 8.5. It was interesting.
And then for me, the worst was Nathan, because here's the thing: she kissed you, and you had time to tell your wife, and you still said nothing. Like, here's the thing: I can't stand Carrie, but Nathan is the one that's married. He has the obligation to tell his wife. Carrie doesn't. She doesn't have to tell Haley, even though she's her boss. She doesn't have to, but he does. And I hope it eats away at him.
Yeah, so I would say, since Haley was the one that hired Carrie, is she the only one that can fire her? Because Nathan just acts like he doesn't have that power.
Yeah, I think they both could.
Yeah,
I think he just likes Carrie and he's a little chicken shit.
Yeah, and he likes the attention. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the worst. I mean, I would say Haley because I don't like her this episode, but the whole, kiss and then the whole him not saying anything at the end bothered me. So yeah, that would be the worst. And then the best, Peyton, because I liked her speech, telling telling him that she'll just be his friend.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that because it's definitely a mature thing to do
Mm-hmm.
instead of what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Definitely mature, unlike Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy that because it was also like her way of saying, like, I'm gonna put a stop to this, and like, you go be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that she did that because Lucas never can like tell the truth.
Right.
So, and it's got to end some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was good.
Right.
What about you?
Yeah, the worst for me was Carrie. Just because she kissed Nathan and then she crossed the line with Jamie, saying that sometimes she thinks that he's her, pretends like he's her kid too. Because this is because before she was only going after Nathan, but now we see she's going after Jamie too, kind of like be his mom now. And then
Yeah, she likes the little perfect family she's got now.
yeah, and then so it makes too bad we didn't get like Carrie's backstory and like why she wanted to do this in the first place, but. Like, did she have, a partner or a baby that she lost? Like, who knows, could have been something like that, but we didn't get anything like that. Even Psychogetic never got. Oh, no, I'm sorry, we did get his backstory, but yeah, we didn't for Carrie. So that would have
Well,
been
yeah.
interesting to find out.
Well, for him, it was when he was in prison that we finally got it after all
Yeah,
season long.
yeah. Yeah, so too bad we didn't get that way with Carrie. We just get like little bits and pieces that she could be lying about. Because she said she was like a life coach, I think, before or something like that. So random job she had, but yeah, we didn't really get much of the backstory. And the best was Mouth, just because he finally got his act together and started acting like who he used to be in high school and was being better with Millie and actually giving, the woman that actually is good for him, the attention and, the effort. So, yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then what's the next episode?
Episode 9, for tonight, for tonight, you're only here to know.
All right, sounds
Yep.
good. We'll
Yep.
see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.